Benzodiazepines for alcohol withdrawal. Several medications can treat anxiety disorders like social phobia or panic disorder. One such class of these anxiety medications is called benzodiazepines or benzos for short. It is imperative, whatever your medical condition, to comprehend how your pills work. This will help you to control your treatment and your life. If you have anxiety conditions, you must comprehend how benzos work to make the finest medical choices for yourself. Qualities of benzos that you'll hear used to explain these drugs consist of hypnotic, sedative, anxiolytic, muscle relaxant, and amnesic. You can utilize benzos for many medical conditions, not merely stress and anxiety. Benzos are used for insomnia, seizures, muscle spasms, and alcohol withdrawal. Dental experts also sometimes use benzos in their work. There are many side effects to consider if you are thinking about utilizing benzos to treat your anxiety condition. Some benzodiazepines are stronger than others, and all have drug-specific results and side effects to consider. As soon as you are dependent or addicted to benzos, withdrawal can be challenging and consist of signs like insomnia, panic attacks, hypertension, trembling, anxiety, sweating, loss of appetite, and dysphoria. Only stress and anxiety condition patients who use prescriptions, and those with stringent directions from their doctors should take benzos. There are downsides to benzos. Ensure that you comprehend how to utilize benzos and how they will impact your body before starting to take them. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Share this video with someone who may need it. For more information, visit peoplewithalcoholism.com. Alcohol is a central nervous system downer comparable to the GABA framework, the mind's primary relaxing neurotransmitter. It likewise triggers the mind's mu-kappa opioid receptors. Subsequently, alcohol releases dopamine as well as elevates degrees of serotonin. Alcohol's impacts on the mind are significant and complicated. Some of the most typical side effects of alcohol consist of relaxation, bliss, disorientation, sedation, hangovers, dependency. Due to biochemical uniqueness, various people react to alcohol in multiple ways. I ended up being addicted to alcohol quickly and at a reasonably young age. For alcohol-addicted individuals, the impacts of long-term direct alcohol exposure can come to be severe, such as hypertension, pancreatic inflammation, liver cirrhosis, brain damage, impaired immune system, increased risk of stroke, increased risk of cancer. The liver breaks alcohol down into water, acetic acid, as well as acetaldehyde. This last substance is a toxin responsible for hangovers and free radical damages to physical cells, raising inflammation, and the threat of cancer. Alcohol's habit-forming potential appears to positively correlate with your specific biochemical makeup, which is established by genetics which are, consequently, turned on by environmental variables such as a way of living. About 88,000 Americans pass away annually of alcohol-related causes. Benzodiazepines are prescription medications that patients use to decrease stress and anxiety, stop convulsions, and assist with sleep. Since they differ in terms of strength and duration of effects, medical professionals select between them depending upon their signs and symptoms. Typical benzodiazepine brand names consist of Xanax, Valium, Librium, Ativan, and Klonopin. Benzodiazepines work for minimizing or stopping the following signs and symptoms: stress and anxiety, sleeplessness, uneasiness, anxiety attacks, shakes and tremors, muscle spasms, hypertension. Benzodiazepines function by turning on GABA receptors in the brain. GABA is a repressive natural chemical connected with sensations of tranquility. This neurotransmitter calms mind activity, aiding to manage glutamate levels, which raises the quantity of electric activity in the brain. Stabilized brain chemistry calls for steady levels of both GABA and glutamate. Doctors generally recommend benzodiazepines for stress and anxiety problems. The majority of people take these medicines to manage situational stress factors or for a brief time. Nevertheless, in the last few years, more people have started taking them for prolonged periods, identified as over 4 months. Using benzodiazepines is highly associated with age. About 5% of young people have prescriptions for these medicines, increasing to 10% for individuals 65 and older. About 1/3 of these older adults have medications for long-term usage. Benzodiazepines can have some noticeable side effects: sleepiness, confusion, lightheadedness, cognitive problems, blurred vision, weakness, trouble breathing, dependency. All benzodiazepines are understood to create dependency when used for extensive periods. For that reason, a patient must never stop dosages suddenly. Benzodiazepine withdrawal signs and symptoms are comparable to alcohol withdrawal signs and symptoms since both drugs create profound GABA adjustments in glutamate levels with time. Rates of benzodiazepine dependency have increased recently. Addiction to these drugs is much less penalizing on the body than alcoholism. It can significantly alter neurotransmission and bring about confusion, clinical depression, hostility, and increased danger of suicide and self-destruction. Over 90% of individuals that sign up for treatment facilities for benzodiazepine addiction additionally struggle with either opiate addiction or alcohol addiction. Combinations and interactions of alcohol and benzodiazepines. Since alcohol and benzodiazepines act upon the same brain receptors, they claim to have cross-tolerance. Combining alcohol with benzodiazepines potentiates the impacts of both of these drugs. Notably, people who take benzodiazepines together with alcohol are most likely to experience blackouts, unconsciousness, coma, body organ failure, death. As a basic guideline, it's ideal to stay clear of combining alcohol and benzodiazepines. This does not imply that most individuals who depend on either of these substances observe this guideline. It's excellent to understand that repeatedly combining these medicines and alcohol definitely can raise their particular effects, risks, and possibility of dependency. The use of benzodiazepines for alcohol withdrawal. Alcohol drunkenness triggers a spike in GABA, and withdrawal entails a dive in GABA. Inadequate GABA levels in mind bring on numerous alcohol withdrawal signs and symptoms consisting of panic and seizures. As a result, benzodiazepines are frequently reliable for alleviating alcohol withdrawal. Using benzodiazepines for alcohol withdrawal can give short-term tranquility of mind and protect against severe symptoms showing up. As a result of the effectiveness of benzodiazepines for alcohol withdrawal signs and symptoms, healthcare facilities commonly prescribe these medications to problem drinkers and afterwards slowly decrease the dosage to taper them off. I can't entirely agree with the viewpoint that mind alteration is inherently wrong. The misfortune of our present alcoholism epidemic usually gets eclipsed by the opioid addiction epidemic. Alcohol offers a precious function in aiding stressed individuals to unwind as well as feel great. At the same time, for a number of us with alcohol addiction tendencies, this temporary advantage, which lasts 20 minutes per beverage, at most gets more than negated by alcohol's destructive impacts on our bodies and brains. More secure alternatives to alcohol are both kava and kratom. These all-natural options are not entirely risk-free, yet nothing on the planet truly is. Kava promotes GABA receptors, while kratom turns on endorphin centers in a much less powerful way than narcotics. I utilize both of these occasionally to improve my general experience of life. The closest non-prescription alternative to benzodiazepines is phenibut. This artificial substance is remarkably similar in structure to GABA and does bring a threat of dependence. Nonetheless, an expanding variety of people have discovered alleviation by utilizing phenibut for alcohol withdrawal when they cannot acquire benzodiazepines. Wish to enhance your levels of GABA naturally? Below are a few methods you can use to accomplish this with no substances whatsoever. Swedish massage therapy. Yoga exercise courses. Daily workout. Improve sleep. Tidy up your diet plan. Final thoughts. I hope you have taken valuable information from this post regarding alcohol and benzodiazepines. If you have a problem with alcohol dependence, you will undoubtedly gain from involving yourself in people with alcoholism. Please leave questions in the comment box listed below if you have any concerns regarding alcohol and benzodiazepines. Please note, this website is not meant to give and does not replace medical, legal, or various other expert advice. The web content peoplewithalcoholism.com develops intends to support, not replace, clinical or psychiatric treatment. If you think you might have a problem, please look for specialist care. Follow People with Alcoholism on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest for additional support and inspiration. Our blog is intended to inform and support you during alcohol recovery.